I, as an Iranian journalist, as a person running Persian media, did not know who he was up to yesterday when he was killed. And not so many of the Iranian inside Iran knew him. The news came out to us as surprise to investigate and learn who he is. And we learned he was close to Qasem Soleimani. I put the spotlight on this event to tell you he was important in regional matters in Syria, in supporting the regional war, but he wasn't a very famous commander inside Iran, or his killing or elimination wouldn't make a significant impact on Iran's roles at this regional war or supporting its proxy war. Of course, it was very important just locating this person for Israelis and attacking him and killing him. That was very important. But in Iranian regime points of view, I'm not sure his lose would have an significant impact at their roles in the region.
Well, in response, the regime has issued some very angry statements and says that Israel can expect revenge. What do you think Iran's next move might be?
I had an op-ed this morning at the Independent Persian about that. I believe that that attack towards this commander was an Israeli response, aimed to response by the Israelis over a serial attack happened in the Red Sea, in Indian Ocean, in Bab el-Mandab, the Strait, an attack over the Israeli ships, indirectly, or the ships were heading to the Israel. Especially a few days ago, that was a report came out directly accused Iran by the Pentagon over an attack happened to the ship owned by the Israelis in Indian Ocean. I was the guest of your program. We have to see this as the Israeli retaliations to the Iranian, to tell them if you want to stretch your muscles further, then indirectly, intangibly get engaged at this war between Israel and Hamas, Israel would be retaliate like that. Their responses shouldn't be much, as already we understand always they were threatening to respond heavily with the Iron Fist, but now they learned that was an Israeli response to their irritations in the regional conflict.
And Camelia, in your editorial, you also speak about we're approaching the end of the year. At the beginning of the year, the anti-regime movement was in full swing, wasn't it? There were thousands of people taking to the streets of Iranian cities. Where do you see that going next year? Has it petered out completely?
Thank you very much for reading the article. Iranian regime done everything you can imagine to the civil protesters. I want to emphasize to the civil protest of Mahsa movement. They killed, scalped the people. They took their eyes out. They killed them, tortured them, hanged them. And the world was silent. That was a great momentum. If the world were backing up this civil movement, the regime could collapse and change. This momentum has been lost. For the Iranian, they get so disappointed, and the world didn't support them. We are heading to 2024 when we are seeing this disappointment inside Iran. Maybe the regime succeeded to crush this movement, to kill the people, and they postponed that these changes Iranian looking for to make, but it takes maybe quite some time. Again, people come back to the streets. But overall, in international scene outside Iran, I can see many challenges where heading to the Islamic Republic, as we were speaking about Israeli Iranians, the United States, the world, they are enriching uranium. That challenges maybe threat Iranian national security, which I am very sorry to see that rather than it was easily for the world have been able to make these changes in Iran towards the Iranian inside Iran. What we were saying is should be more challenges in international field for the Islamic Republic. The United States is in the region to make the security and safety of the Israeli guarantees, and this is not a joke. They can do everything to make sure Israel is safe and the Israelis can live in peace. And Iran is among of these axes which the United States closely were monitoring and seeing them to see how they want to respond to them.